way this is a real-time traffic app, that as more people get onto it, it lets us report why the traffic is slow to each other, or why they're, or
Because you're tweeting as you're driving.
I'm not moving.
Yeah, well.
And Google is gonna self-drive our cars anyway, so it's not a problem.
But I don't want them to be able to find me. That's kind of scary. So I didn't raise my hand.
So post it when you're leaving.
This girl is awesome.
Waves. The barrier to entry is a switch that you flip in your mind. That's the easiest sort of adoption that there is, which is why we've seen photos, specifically camera phone photos, become the fastest, largest adoption ever in the history of any sort of technology. My 65-year-old mother considers herself a photographer now. To me, that's cool.
Twitter, by the way, in the last year has doubled the number of tweets per day from around 100 million to now 250 million tweets per day that the world is generating.
That's such an amazing number to me because, and I know that you guys have thought the same thing sometimes. I tweet some. There are people that I talk to where we're doing something, and as we're doing it, they're tweeting about what we're doing, what we say that we're going to, and they tweet about what's going to happen. At what point does it stop being that? The purpose of Twitter is to be connected, I'm assuming is the purpose, right? But when does it become counterproductive to actually living the experiences that you're sharing with the people that you're trying to be connected to? You're talking about the things. We're gonna have this great time in Yosemite. We'll get off the damn phone and have that great time in Yosemite.
How did you get bandwidth in Yosemite? I was there last weekend. There wasn't any bandwidth.
Well, I think that's where the whole Internet of Things is coming, where some things will just happen on their own. And if you see the way Facebook is doing their frictionless sharing now, if I'm listening to something on Spotify, it just goes to Facebook and tells my friends, and I don't ever have to press a button, I don't have to do anything, I just click once and then it goes. So I think that there's this whole new area of things doing different things for us. And it's not just communicating with friends and talking about Yosemite, but it could be other things that are really valuable. So I'm from Samsung, by the way, and our new connected washer lets you know when your load is ready. So it seems like a very simple, obvious thing, but when my washer finishes, it tells me on my phone that it's ready and I can go get my clothes instead of wasting time checking.
That's an example of one of those things that you didn't know that you needed until you're like, of course I want that. Oh, and now it's a sale, yowza, and shit, everything's ready. That's amazing to me. This is amazing.
I was just in Israel, and Israel is the #2 just behind Silicon Valley. I mean, they're like so cutting edge, so many investors and everything. And I met a guy who said that they had just polled a bunch of kids, like 500 kids, and they said if you had to get rid of one of the things that your smartphone does, if you just get rid of one thing, what would it be? And they all said, get rid of the phone. Wow. I was like, really? I mean, 99% of them were like, don't even use it as a phone anymore. I don't care to. And I mean, that's dangerous, obviously. As a parent of 3, I want my kids to have a personal interaction with people and have people skills and not just, do this all the time. And I'm constantly telling them, at the dinner table, so let's stop, whatever. But it's just interesting how that's where we're going. And these devices are just, changing our lives. And to your point, you didn't know you needed it until you had it. Now we can't live without it. Here's what's interesting, is that I'm constantly thinking of something that solves a problem. A problem that you never knew you had. This would be a great way to solve that problem, like telling you that your laundry's done, so you don't have to sit there constantly come back and check it. Or I know there's an app attached to a thermometer for meat, so you can set it on the barbecue, and it'll let you know when your steak is finished.
Your phone is really hot.
Smell good. Smell
That's done.
More garlic, Lou. More garlic. 6 past butter.
I believe very deeply in live, real-time education on the fly, that you can actually learn something instead of killing time and killing brain cells, that you can actually spend time learning things about photography or the world or whatever from not just anyone and not just a recorded video, from a live badass in that discipline.
I have a foundation called Talk About It. Okay, our oldest son has epilepsy, and people forever. There's a stigma attached to seizures. You see someone have a seizure and it's scary, you don't want to deal with it, so we don't get the funding, we're not as close to finding a cure. 5 million people in the United States have epilepsy or seizure disorder. It's like, are you crazy? It's more than anything. So why are we not paying attention to it? Because people are in the closet. Well, social media is bringing them out. Talk about it is bringing them out. My foundation, and I keep yelling about it, but I think there's a way of harnessing everybody we know, every celebrity we know wants to do good. They want to use their celebrity, their recognizability in a good way, and they're tired of walking down the red carpet and having somebody go, okay, this is a children's charity, these kids are, it's like, know something, have a connection to something, and really feel passionate about it. I was, unfortunately selected. My son got epilepsy, so I'm passionate about it, but I think there's a real way to harness it. I haven't figured it out yet, especially on Twitter. I asked people, Melissa Milano asked me to send a tweet out, send $1 to help build wells in Africa, and so no one gave me money. It's like, Twitter is a very passive, lazy thing too. You have to be able to motivate them in the right way, but I really do believe social media is the answer to, and we've seen it with Occupy and, the Middle East. It's just insane what's happened because people can communicate instead of being separated.
I was just going to say that I think it's amazing how really people that have influence and celebrities like you guys, even Scoble has like 1 million followers. The fact that somebody can say one little thing, something that maybe they care about, but then somebody with true influence just spreads it like crazy. To me, it's just mind-blowing. It's great to see that this idea of social good is becoming real by the way that celebrities are taking on that responsibility in a way, even though they don't have to. And it's nice to see that even those that didn't want to, now it seems like they have to. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. How are you going to change the world, Wayne?
I'm going to try to change the world one person at a time.
Yeah.
I love Shazam, and I'm sure that there's an app like this, but I would love to see an app where, how many times have you seen something on TV or in life that you go, oh man, if you could take a picture and immediately it goes through a database of some sort, and so some sort of facial recognition app that.
Well, we already have that, so check out the Samsung booth.
I'm coming. See? You see how we did that?
Facial recognition, but come back to the Shazam.
I'll get you a coupon for a Samsung TV.
I think it would be awesome to see a Shazam for TV where it knows that I'm interested in something. My phone talks to my TV, and I can just tweet directly with friends or connect with people through my phone connecting to the TV without me having to go to Twitter, for example.
Yes, and you can see what that actor's been in and all different projects.
Yeah. By the way, I want to mention I was doing the data session earlier, tweet analysis, or the tweets leading in CES. Samsung was dominating the conversation in a big way. It's really, I need to say that.